2015. That's when I want to show vindictiveness. Why should I recognize this one who deserves, who didn't allow me to complete my
perhaps the political enemy there wasn't him, but Rotimi Amechi.
No. I just came in 2015. And I must also tell you, when I was running for governorship, the primaries, Omega did not support me. The facts are clear.
I thought you said he supported you for the primaries.
No, I'm talking about presidential.
Okay.
I'm talking about governorship then.
Oh, I see.
He was one of those who didn't want me to be. So that alone should even make me not to recognize you.
But help us understand this, Your Excellency. How is it that facts just emerged? The court ruling, by the way, was since 2007, right?
Yes.
So how is it that the facts just emerged 15 years after? And I recall that usually, before those decisions are taken, you get advice from the Attorney General. There's institutional memory, such that you look at those judgments and say, oh, the court has made a pronouncement. So isn't it curious that it's just 15 years after that those facts that are actually out there, really, for everybody, just emerged?
15 years, how?
Maybe it meant what? It meant 2015.
For 15 years. I've not been in office for 15 years.
No, I'm saying the court's ruling that said he wasn't a candidate in the election.
Yes.
I mean, it's been way before you came into office. It's out there. But you said that it was based on new discoveries, that he now took that decision to reverse it. So isn't it curious that you just found out that?
What is curious, that today I'm not aware of certain events that took place yesterday. Then when I left office, I became aware. And I said, how did this thing happen? I was not aware. But I'm not aware. First of all, being aware, what can I do to remedy that? I cannot do anything because I'm no longer in office. But I'm in office. I've become aware. And what was done was wrong. What is wrong in remedying it?
So you were not aware in 2015
No,
of that
I'm just
court
giving
ruling?
you an illustration.
Okay, but
I'm saying that for
pointed.
what I'm saying.
Right.
I've just given an illustration. Listen, I'm in office today. I've left tomorrow. I will leave tomorrow. People are bringing facts to me. This happened. I said, how can you say that? I'm not aware. And in that situation, what do? I can't make amends. I've left office. Okay, I'm not in office. And something that has happened has now come to me that, look, see what happened. You may not have been aware of this. What do I do now in the office? I have a right to amend.
So perhaps
So
it was...
what I'm trying to say is that if you are saying assembly, why were they not aware? You go and ask assembly, why were they not aware?
But Your Excellency...
And let me finish.
Right.
So the public will get all gist. That's why we say, why do we always impute motive in everything that's been done? What you should have asked. Take, for example, what assembly did that and were they right? Were they right? If they were not right, and are trying to correct themselves now, why do you read meaning to read? Why didn't you read meaning when they did what they did? That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes. For political, they couldn't have saved him.
Political for his own election.
Couldn't have saved him.
Political what?
For the politics of it.
In fact, it's even affecting us by taking that decision. APC now said that they were right. So why would I want to hurt myself politically? APC is now accusing us that they were right. So you cannot see that. What you should be able to praise the State Assembly, but for taking the bull by the horn. So say, look, now we have further facts. Okay, take for example, Supreme Court has given judgments several times. Right? The same Supreme Court has come out to say, look, with the circumstances now, that position cannot continue to stand. Now, why would you not say, why are you not changing that now?
I think these are two different things.
No, they are not two different things.
Because the Supreme Court did not...
Mr. Governor, they liken it to the case of Nyesom Wike, who in the eyes of the law originally is not the head of state. But then the point there is that at a point in time, he presided over the affairs of the country.
Yes.
So the period of time that Celestine Umehi presided over the affairs of this state, of course, he did a lot of things for the state.
I don't know which court gave that judgment about what's the name?
Shonaka
Shonaka was only appointed was not elected.
But he was recognized as one
Under
of the
the
parties.
military government.
Okay.
First of all, military government is an aberration. The military government is an aberration.
Maybe the closest to what we have here is the case.
Perhaps to avoid digressing, Your Excellency, to also, build on what Kayode has said, something is being reversed.
Yes.
And then you have put in some ultimatum on it again.
Yes.
It looks to the, common man that there is a bit of, if not retribution.
Who is the common man? Who has reached the common man?
Well, we are saying that, for instance, if you put an ultimatum to something because you're just reversing it, it looks a bit punitive, or as if you're saying, he did something wrong.
Okay, has the man said it is punitive? Has he challenged it? If it is punitive, the man who is affected will challenge it. You see, the problem we have, you are the one imputing. There are somebody said, look, you return this money because you ought not to collect the money in the first place. And they'll give you 7 days. What is wrong if you say, look, I can't pay 7 days. I can pay in 1 month's time. Although I can't pay, you are wrong. You challenge it. You must allow the law to grow. We must allow the law. You see, most of the things that happen, we don't give room for people to challenge actions of government. We always sitting down imputing that this the common man said. And this time I ask people, who are the common men? When did you meet these common people?
Your Excellency.
You're merely saying what you have in mind.
No, I'm saying
Your Excellency, this was a resolution of the House. And I'm wondering, at what point did it become something that you had to sign? Because it was a resolution of the House. And then the issue of the enforcement of that resolution. Where does that leave Sir Celestine now?
First of all, when he says, is there any law that says that if a resolution is passed to the chief executive, it must take him 1 year, 2 months.
No, what I mean is it a law?
No, first of all, a resolution.
Because we're wondering what to sign.
I'm correct. So that you know how government operates.
Yes.
A resolution for directing the chief executive, that is the governor, to implement this resolution. Okay. Just like they did last time, by recognizing him, I implemented immediately. Now they did the same thing. I have not implemented immediately, and now there's a motive.
No, I'm wondering whether it's the instrument of implementation that you signed.
I have signed the instrument and it has been gazetted.
Where does that leave Sir Celestine?
Well, he has to pay or he challenges us in court.
It's been 7 days. Has he paid?
That is not for me to know. I will find out from the Attorney General.
What if he doesn't pay? What happens?
The Attorney General would advise. And I won't do the work of another person. The Attorney General would advise. Now that he has refused to pay, what is the next action to take?
But as of today, you're not aware that he has paid. Because it was exactly 7 days that you actually signed that instrument.
I can tell you something. I allow people to do their work. If it's exactly 7 days, so why not allow the 7 days to pass and ask, as been by the end of the work of day, that he has paid. So this answer I will be, if I say I have not paid, and then I go back to the office.
Because then you said that...
Listen, so that you get it clear.
Right.
Because the day has not ended.
Okay, so there's still some room for him to pay.
I mean, why not allow the day to expire? And then the 7 days have fully expired, and he has not paid. And then I call the Attorney General. And as I told you, listen, what has happened? Now that he has not paid, what actions are available for government to take? It's only the advice of the Attorney General that will let us know the next step that will take.
All right, Mr. Governor, one other issue that has raised a lot of eyebrows is the recent appointments in the states. It is said now that you have about 50,000 advisors. It's on the special assistants. Yes. And then there are also about over 300 or about 319 liaison officers within the wards in the state.
Yes.
And you have just about 8 months to leave office.
Yes.
One is saying, isn't that a burden on the state government at this time?
Sorry, Your Excellency, if you permit me, I'll keep that question in view.
Okay.
Because there's a related question to the issue of political vindictiveness.
Okay.
If you defend that of Sir Celestine as not political vendetta. How do you justify the revocation of the parcel of land given to Africa independently?
Thank you very much. Unfortunately, again, everything that happens now, they say, oh, because you are supporting Atiku. In fact, if you cannot sleep well, it's because you are supporting Atiku. African independence does not have any parcel of land. If you can prove with a document that this land was given to him by the government of Rivers State, we will pay anything he claims. People must get the truth. In fact, you should also know that Rivers State government invested in African independence. You know that. So why would we be vindictive on the investment we made? The Rivers State government invested in African independence. And they were also vindictive on our investment. How do you reconcile that? They claimed that 2003, that the former governor of the Peter gave them 43.8 hectares of land to build the regional office of the African Independent Television. 2003, for those of you who are good in mathematics, 2003 to today is how many years?
19 years.
19 years to build the regional office, 43.8 hectares of land in the city of Port Harcourt. He did not apply to House CFO till Dr. PDP left. He did not apply from 2007 when Rotimi Amechi came on board. 8 years he did not apply. When I came on board in May 29, 2015, he applied to me to issue certificate of occupancy on September 28, 2015. I minuted to the Minister of Lands. Minister of Lands wrote back to me that look, there's no document that he owned any property. And that's okay, replying. And they did. They were sending correspondences. Certainly, one of these days, sometime last month, I think so, I saw a call. I answered. It was his son, Raymond Jr. I said, what is it? They want to sue me. I said, what's the problem? He said they have problem over the land where they are. I said, what are they saying? He said, Assembly invited him to tender the letter of allocation. I said, do you have letter of allocation? He said, no. I said, so what do I do? If you have letter of allocation, I will be able to say, okay, yes, even though you have not developed that land, we can find a way for government to say I can rescue you. But in this case, there's no letter of allocation.
All right.
So how do you now verify the claim? This is what I say, everything is politics, politics, politics. I'm giving the history this started. Now they say they now went and paid 86 million. What does 86 million show? Do you pay 86 million as if you have allocation paper? But the Attorney General wrote to us, advising us, say listen, AIT does not have anything. Anything. Because what gives him that equity is the allocation of land, or the right to say, yes, I may have violated the rules, but I'm not developing the place for this number of years, not even applying for the CFO for this number of years. However, there's somewhere where he built a cubicle. The government can cede that to him. Cede that to him where he has built. But government takes the rest of the portion of land. So what is vindictiveness? You know, people will not come out and tell you the same. How can a whole management, a corporation, can tell you the allocation they have is missing? Go to land, it's not there. And now you are blaming me. And then they are saying now it's political vindictiveness simply because you supported Atiku. Anybody that, you know, if you've done something wrong, if you take action, it's because you are supporting Atiku. Meanwhile, this matter has started before this article that started. Assembly have been having public debate. I didn't even know until the son called me.
So there's nothing political about
That's
it.
not political. I've told you, show me allocation paper.
Right.
If he shows me allocation paper
There's a
now,
pending question.
Yeah,
Okay.
if he shows me allocation paper now, River State government will pay him any damage he will claim.
So maybe to his question, right?
So back to the question I was asking earlier, a lot of persons have raised eyebrows regarding some of the appointments you have made recently. Advisors, you have about 50,000 advisors now, and you have just about less than 8 months to leave office. How much of a burden that is to the state government, especially when they have to be paid with taxpayers' money, is raising a lot of eyebrows.
Okay. How is it a burden? Okay, take for example, who determines whether it's a burden on government? The people appointed, are they not reverse people? Are they not going to be paid? Are they civil servants? But you're adding more money? Or you're even employing those who don't have employment? It's not the duty of government to reduce poverty. It's not the duty of government to empower its people. If I have money, as I tell you now, this early morning we met, we are going to increase it to 100,000. It is not, you see, if we don't have the funds to pay, then it's a problem.
So this is like a project.
In fact, it is
Political
part of
empowerment.
not political. It is part of what we promised our people. If the next government coming cannot go with it, it's an appointment. The government can look, I can't deal with this. Right? The government is not tied to continue with it. But for me, information is key. Remember, this 319th was it the first time I appointed him? It was there last year. The 14 local government last year, is it the first time? People just forget easily. What we have done is to listen. We don't get enough information we are supposed to get. What are the people saying at the polling youth level? What are they saying? Are they happy with our government? You go and find out so we can make adjustments before we leave.
So this is a political masterstroke for you, just to get to the grassroots.
It is you to tag what it is.
No, you say you want to get to the grassroots.
I have not tagged that. But you are entitled to say, based on what you had me say, this is what it is.
Are you going to be paying them, and how much would you be paying them?
That is not your business to know how much.
No, I think it's public
I don't need to know.
funds.
But they are political appointees, sir. Are they?
By the time they are being paid,
Yes.
you ask. You can get that.
Are they political appointees?
They are political appointees.
So
They are not civil servants.
Okay.
They are political appointees. We are also going to employ civil servants before we leave.
Just to be clear, are you increasing it to 100,000, as you said, or you're
I said today
considering it?
we met this morning.
Right.
We are going to agree to 100,000.
So now
and
it'll
they are
be
all
100.
reverse people.
Yeah. But when you talk
Why
about...
are you worried about this number? What's the, do you have
No, just to be clear, because it sounded like you were saying you're planning to, but now you
no.
say you will.
I said, look, let me tell you authoritatively.
Right.
We will increase it 100,000.
100,000.
Yes, we'll do that. Our people are so happy. If I tell you the kind of text message I'm getting everywhere, people say, look, I want to be part of this. I want you, please. I have no. Look, the unemployment rate is too much. Why you're doing what you can do by creating jobs, by employing civil service, you should also know that it's not enough.
So this is the infrastructure of the stomach that you spoke about long
You have
ago.
always used the word stomach. I don't know about stomach. But again, if you say stomach, if you are working, you feed your stomach. If you are working, but if you don't have work, will you feed your stomach?
That's not
You will feed your stomach. You're not about clients.
Your Excellency, in this period,
Yeah.
would there be a mechanism, for instance, to gauge if there is value in what you have done in terms of what they would bring to the table?
Do you know what information is? How important information is? You know, part of the problem we have is not obtaining enough information in order to execute and plan and execute. In fact, most of the problem we have today in this country is because you don't even the media, because I read the front page of newspapers yesterday that Atugu sends Dr. Dile, David Mark,
James
Igori,
Igori.
to Wike. I was with Dr. Dile with him yesterday evening for over 2 hours. Nobody has ever spoken to him or anything. Where you get the information? No, let me tell you. And it's a very misleading information. And the front pages of newspapers. So, if you have the accurate information, so many things will go well. But if you just stay one place and just, okay, I'm sure they are doing this, it's sell out to the people. That is not fair.
How are we not sure he wasn't there to see you based on that report?
How do you know what?
How are we sure that he wasn't? You said you met him.
Even the one that involves me, most of the stories you carry, totally wrong. You begin to wonder. Sometimes I sit back. Where are they getting this information from? Me that is involved. I'm not even aware of what you're talking about.
Dr. Odili confirmed to you that nobody in PDP
Has
asked him to be an emissary to
Nobody. Let the person come out.
And you didn't have discussions about the reconciliation and all of that?
What is that? What do I have to do? It's my leader in my state. We meet from time to time. I brief him from time to time. He's one of the leaders I brief.
But what has he told you regarding
Told me
the
on
issues between you and the presidential
That
candidate?
is not your business. What the father told his son, not what the son will come to the public and begin to tell you. That's a private conversation.
Yeah, but has he
why
tried?
I said this to you,
Yes.
because it shall become public.
Yeah.
And I'm only trying to tell you, there's nothing like that. So you don't go further to ask me what to discuss again.
Well, there's no harm in
But
trying.
will
right?
you
That's
listen to
our
him?
job.
Right.
Will you listen to him if tomorrow he calls you and says, PDP has asked me to be an emissary between you and the party?
He will,
will
he's,
you
he's,
listen as
he's
your political
he's
father?
a very respected, reasonable father. Before he advises you, he knows that this is right and this is wrong. Okay. So it's not a question of whether if PDP go and begin to tell him lies, then he will come to he won't do that. He will tell PDP, no, this is wrong. So it's not a father that you think that because you've gone to him, that he will just call his son and come and do this. He's a reasonable father. It's one who respects so much in the state. So that is why, have you seen of all the governors, former governors, do you see him being a member of the former governors forum? Do you see him go and stay in Abuja? He's there. For governors, do you see him in government house? You don't need to be important by running around people. People respect you, whom you are. Anywhere you are, people will find you. It's not only when you're running around to be attending associations meeting. Some people are relevant by being members of former government forum. They are not important in their state to deliver votes. So what gives them that recognition is that they are members of the former governors forum. I don't want to be important as a member of former governors forum. I want to be important that in my state, people respect me and I can deliver my votes. And therefore, if PDP wants anything, they have to come to my state and talk to me because they know I'm very important in my state, not because of my voice in the former governors forum. No, I won't do that.
Your Excellency, that has taken us to the larger politics now. We thought we were going to reserve that for the latter, but now you have taken us there. Is it not curious, therefore, because the news has been there for 3 days or more, that these three eminent leaders of the PDP have been drafted into the Make Peace with Wike project. And you are telling us now that you met with one of them, and there seems to be nothing like that, is not even aware of such thing. Yet, is to the public knowledge that the PDP has put on hold its campaigns because of that.
Like I said, where you get all this information, I do not know.
That's what the PDP says, that they have put their campaigns on hold for these three leaders to be able to meet with
Who said so?
The PDP.
Who spoke in PDP? PDP is not a human being. Who spoke? See, if we are insinuating things, we are not aware of such things. Nobody has even, the last people I saw, the board of trustees who came here, and I told them, look, you don't want to hear the truth or you want to hear the truth. And they said they want to hear the truth. And when I told them, it was even difficult for them to stand up. There are so many things people do not know. For Christ's sake, what is the problem? That you are a party that wants to take over the reins of governance in the country. We know, Nigerians know, the problems we are facing today. One hallmark of leadership is integrity. If a leader does not have integrity, forget it. Because part of the problem, in fact, the major problem we have in this country today is leadership. And one of the cardinal principles of leadership is a leader must be a man of integrity. A man who will tell people this. A man who will be firm. A man who will be courageous. To do those things that even people find it difficult to do. All right? You are presenting a man, who is the head of the party now, the chairman of the party, who has no integrity. To be the one to lead the campaign, to take the reins of governance. You know me very well. If I tell you to come and see me in Government House by 5 p.m., and you come by 3, they say the governor has traveled overseas. Come on, how will you feel? If he has integrity, he will call you. Don't come. I have an urgent message I have to leave now. That people are asking for our country. We mean what we say. We implement whatever we say. You are bringing reference to go and interpret the constitution of the party upside down to suit you. We have not had presidential primary election before the chairman of the party said that if the president candidate emerges from his area, he will quit. Which means he knew.
Not if he becomes president.
No, that's not true. Look at the constitution of the party. Section 73C. All political and elective offices must be zoned. And that was why we were clamoring. Let's do this zoning now. The chairmanship was that zoned to the north. They came up. The presidency should not be zoned. Contrary to the provisions of Section 73C. Now you see where we have boxed ourselves in. The two major politicians have now gone to the same zone. And we are saying, listen, let us play the role that everybody, you take. Look, there's one song Igbo people sings, just like, Igbo people, they sing this song, say, Ibirio, 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 live and let me live. Take and let me take. There will be peace. There will be unity.
He's not a good musician.
Exactly.
But if you take everything, that's where you have problems.
Yeah.
What are we contending? Chairman go to the south. President candidate is in the north. What is too big about that? And people are coming to that the constitution says it's only when the president has emerged and the chairman will go there. People who are in London interpreting their own party constitution here, who do not even have any polling unit to vote. You see them, they bring them to channels, they bring them to AIT, they bring them to... I have never seen a thing like this. People who do not even know the polling units they belong to are those interpreting our own constitution. In order to... I have never seen how people that want to win an election. The governor of Rivers State will not be chairman of the party. Or the governor of Rivers State said, look, now that president candidate has gone to the north, chairman go to the south. What is the problem there?
Your Excellency, you know, we enjoyed that a little bit of music and song.
Yes.
But we need to ask you where this dance will lead us. You have maintained the stand, and you have also said that, nobody has reached out.
If you stand for equity, justice and justice. If you stand for equity, fairness and justice, ask yourself that question. That you say, let there be equity. Let there be fairness. Let there be justice. Where would they take it to? This will be done in the right way. Society will move on well. But if you don't want things to be done in the right way, then you are the one causing crisis. And then you don't have leadership skill. You don't have it. This is the time to show leadership skill.
On whose part now?
On the part of those who are the leaders of the party. Atiku Abubakar is the presidential candidate. He is the one that feels the pain. Why would you tell me at this level I am until when you finish the election? That's when the chairman would. So what is the importance of the chairman? What role again will he play? What role again will he play? If he wins, now listen. Atiku will do election February. He wins. Then they start considering who will be who. He won't wait till May. Decisions would have been taken. Who is there for the South to defend it? You tell me the vice president can. What do you mean by that?
You have continued to talk about the character of the national chairman of your party. I remember the last time we were with you here, you made that serious allegation that he collected about 1 billion naira in Lagos. Yes. And curiously, there has been no comment or reaction.
There cannot be any comment. No, don't.
And we see a lot of things that has happened.
Listen. I told you that day, I'm governor of River State. I'm not governor of I'm governor of River. I don't just come out and speak. If let Ayu say he did not collect 1 billion. In fact, let me also tell you, Ayu collected 100 million naira from a governor that was going to renovate our Democratic Institute. And then he went back to NWC and took the same 100 million naira of doing the work.
Double payment.
What kind of system is that?
And all of these things are documented.
I am telling you of a governor. Let him say no.
So why is the party not probing this?
That's what I'm saying. Let Ayu say no. He didn't collect this 100 million from a governor. For Christ's sake.
Which governor is that?
Let him say no first. I will tell you who. Let him say, you see, these are things people don't know. If not for the love of this party, if we release what we have, if we did what we have, Ayu's children will go to him and say, we're no longer your children.
It's interesting. Are these allegations, are they grave offenses under your party's constitution? If they are, why are they not being prosecuted?
What do you mean? Who is going to prosecute you? Who is the chairman of the party? When you saw people returning money to NWC, and they are saying that, oh, it was approved. Let them show the minutes where it was approved. You know, people, my problem in this country, the way Nigerians are being deceived, the way any time you see politicians come out, whatever they tell you, you begin to hop here and there. Simple. You made over 14 billion naira. And people are saying, look, we are going in for election. Ask them, the election that took place in Ekiti, how much did the party send? Ask them. The only thing you see, there are people who believe, oh, I use my man. I protecting me what's happening in my state. I gave me the executive. If not, they were that kind of thing to see. What will you do to me? What will you do? Can you come and vote? Tell the first where to vote. He doesn't have the capacity to do that. So why am I going to be afraid of him? What have I done for me in my life? For me to show, oh, you know, he helped you. Where? Rather, you should be grateful to me and other people. So there's no business anybody should say. This is why people say vindictiveness, or because it's not with you. That's not the issue.
Are you saying
we have not done primaries? A man came out and said, if the president candidate comes, I will leave. Honor it. Integrity. It's honor. It's part of the hallmark of leadership. If you cannot do that, how can you stand before Nigerians and tell Nigerians, I stand for today for PDP. Anything PDP tells you, we will do it. You will do it. The simple one you said, you have not done it. And we are trying to help the party to remove this burden from us. And you are taking Nigerians for granted. Don't worry. All this thing will die down. Die down where? Well, why would
Are
it-
you saying, Your Excellency, that those payments to the NWC members actually had ulterior motives? They were not for
of course,
what the public was
of
doing?
course.
What
Gentlemen,
would be the ulterior motive?
look, calm down. Let me even tell you how I had the money. When it was even discussed at National Game Committee about this money, you said, everybody calm down. That Nigerians are interested, that Nigerians will bring money to the party. I don't want us to go, and that's why, I just feel that we are not pushed to the wall. If we are pushed to the wall, what the people will hear will be something else. What they should do, I've always said, let's move our party. Forget about this jamboree, doing this and that.
Are you referring to the campaign rally?
I don't know, I say jamboree.
Which of the jamborees?
There are so many jamborees people carry out.
Oh, I see.
They go to this. You see, the election is in the states. It's in the local governments. It's in the wards. It's in the units. It's in the unit. There's no way I can sit in anywhere. You say, I use the chairman of the party. There's no way.
Your Excellency, you have said you are,
That's
fighting a just cause.
That irrevocable position.
No,
Yes.
no, because you are denying my people their own rights.
Yes.
It would be foolish of me from the South to abdicate that position of chairmanship. Nobody should talk to me about interest of party. You have to talk to me about the interest of my people. You have taken this. Give them this. It's a problem.
You fear northern domination?
I was just going to
It
ask.
has nothing to do with northern domination. Most of the people who are supporting IU are not only not from the South, who are political hypocrites, who would like to take from the crumbs of the table after the masters have eaten.
Your Excellency, I was just going to ask.
Look, look, by the grace of God, I'm from River State. Nobody talks with us because of this, because you want to be this, you want to. No, our integrity is at stake. Bring the chairman, send it to anywhere you want to send it in the South. But let it be that chairmanship is in the South. It's your own eye as far as the party is concerned. The president candidate from the North. Major two positions, major. You don't nobody compromises at all about it. What would I tell my children tomorrow? What would I tell my children tomorrow?
Well, Your Excellency, we're due for
Let me just one more question, and then we'll go on a quick break.
just to cap, what His Excellency has said. That yes, you have maintained the stand, and it seems to be cast in stone. But what I'm saying is, from your perspective now, as it is now, as things stand now, it's a just cause, but is it a lost cause? Based on from the other side, since you have not had much in terms of response.
I don't understand what you mean by lost cost.
Since you have not gotten any response from them, are you feeling that there's no response from them? So what happens? You have the last time this interview was done.
In every, have you participated in guerrilla warfare before? If you have, there are stages. Do you understand me? This is what we have said. We have given social time. If the time expires, what do we do? Let's get to the bridge, and we'll cross the bridge. But all you should know, we are not going to back down.
Well,
Because it is not something anybody can even. In fact, it don't even. When people say go and talk to Wike, and I see that I ask them questions, and they bow, they run away. Some of them are just hypocrites. They go and tell the president candidate anything. When they come to me, they can't even tell me that. They can't. But I look into their eyes and say, "Where are you from? What do you tell your children? Tell me. When you go home now and your children ask you, what do you answer? You see what you tell them? You cannot tell them that, look, I stand in principle, I'm a principle man, this is what is right, and let the right thing be done. Our problem in this country is that we always accommodate evil and then to come and preach for the interest of the party.
Well,
They want
yes,
something you intentionally did.
we have to accommodate a break at this point. We've gotten into a break. Let's take a breather. And when we return, still a lot of issues to discuss, actually. So please stay with us.
Can I have water?
Welcome back to this special broadcast. It's a media chat with the Governor of Rivers State, His Excellency Nyesom Wike. It's an outdoor setting here in Port Harcourt, the state capital, and we've been talking about major issues, local politics, the issues within the opposition People's Democratic Parties, and other, allied issues. I still have my colleagues here with me, and it's been an interesting conversation. So, Your Excellency, thank you for staying with us. Just maybe to give a sense to our viewers, they may have seen this broadcast 3 weeks ago, the conversations that came up, and they're wondering, has anything materially changed? Has there been any form of improvement in your relationship, the issues you have raised, your demands with your party, the leadership, over the past 3 weeks since that last conversation? Has there been any improvement?
I can tell you, because they are not serious, they are not sincere. They send one person here, this person has a different idea. They send the other group has a different idea from the other one. They send the other one, oh, you see, I didn't know how this was the situation. And just like I've just told you here, there's nothing so strong. Just that. Let us do things the way our party has always done things. Let's do things that Nigerians would know, yes, we are really to include everybody, inclusivity. Don't marginalize any group. Well, and it is not as if this is something that's so difficult. It's something that the person who is sitting there volunteered. He knew that there's no way the presidential candidate and the chairmanship will come from the same area. That was why he said, if it comes to my place, I will resign. Knowing fully well that it has not been the practice of the party to have these two major positions come from the same zone. When people talk about Obasanjo and this, we just laugh at them. They forget that Yar'Adua was presidential candidate, and Obasanjo was a sitting president who was leaving. Okay, assuming even it happened there, assuming it was not against the constitution of our party. You see people come up to say, okay, take for example, when Buhari was campaigning, he said this, he said that. If Nigerians vote for us, we will do this. Now, Buhari now came to office. Why would people in Buhari government now say, after all, was not the same people who were doing, for example? What was done? Why did Nigerians vote for you? Because you say you are going to change those things that we are doing. Right. So nothing has materialized. Nothing.
There's been no improvement.
Nothing. They are just playing games. And you play games, you are not the only one who can play games.
And you can play
Mr.
that
Governor,
game.
You play game, I play game with you. You are serious, I'm serious with you.
Yeah, but what concerns do you have that going into, because there's a build-up to the election right now,
Yes.
facing the election in a divided house, how concerned are you that this could lead to your party not winning the election?
There's no divided house.
Right.
Just that people don't want to do the right thing. People don't want to do the right thing. Have I not left PDP? I mean, have I left PDP? I've not left PDP. I'm not. I said I'm still in PDP, but do the right thing. Let me know that we have not been marginalized. That's what we're saying.
But are you worried that the campaigns have started and you are not part of this? You are not represented in the presidential campaign council?
Does the vote come from presidential campaign council?
So you're still campaigning for the candidates,
I'm campaigning for PDP Rivers.
but not for the candidate of the
Is
party.
he the only person? I don't know other candidates.
No, the question is
I
direct.
say we're
and
campaigning
straightforward.
for PDP.
Okay, and that includes your presidential candidate.
Is he not in PDP?
All right. So just to be clear,
Is he not in PDP?
All right.
Why would you single him out? Why not talk of that? Don't have a good candidate win? Should he not win an election? Don't have another assembly? So if he win president, you do all. Is he good?
All right, talking
So
about
you
the
should
campaigns.
praise us that we are campaigning for PDP.
Talking about the campaigns, Your Excellency, you recently signed the Executive Order 21, and a lot of people are saying that by that singular executive act, you have poisoned the political campaign atmosphere in Rivers State, in the sense that by the words of that executive order, it will be practically impossible for opposition parties to campaign in Port Harcourt. Is that the intention? And if that is the intention, what necessitated that kind of...
It's most unfortunate. And again, I've told Nigerians, have you read it? What did the others say? You see, in this country, because something was not done yesterday, does not mean that it cannot be done today. Or it cannot be done today, does not mean it will not be done tomorrow. What is the executive order talking about? Public schools. You go to a campaign in public schools, you destroy our infrastructure, you dirty the environment, you go, government to go and replace it. If you want to use the civil center, you apply to government, you pay money, you go to stadium, you apply, government said deposit so somebody, and government now say, listen, from what has happened last time, 2019, we suffered so much. We cannot allow that again. If you want to use our public schools, deposit security money, so that if you destroy infrastructure or you dirty the environment, government will use that money to replace them and clean up the environment. And you're coming to say it's a way.
This law applies to everybody.
Every party.
Including your party.
Why is there any law different from any party? Yesterday our party met, and I have told them that, look, I will use them as an example. You have to write to the Commission of Education, pay the money, show you have paid. The money must go into the coffers of government, and show your bank teller. And the Commission of Education does not do that, he is sacked immediately. Look, we must be serious in governance. What are that got to do with, because you're an opposition party? Tell me, you go to schools and you break the classes, you have your talks, some schools are in section now, then we don't know. You go to school and it affects the learning process. And we are trying to regulate all this. Sometimes they go, some people get money at the back, and we're not aware. No, things must be regulated. And we are saying any principal or headmaster or headmistress that allows this, that person will be dismissed. The chairman of local government are given the authority to stop any rally without approval.
So for those who say that this negates Section 91 of the Electoral Act, Section 40 of the Constitution,
what does it say?
And essentially saying that it's a public use classrooms, they'll use the field. I'm not in any campaign with our holds in classrooms.
So when people come for campaign here, you come here, who don't go to those areas? Who told you that? Hoodlums. It's not as a result of the campaign that you had a hoodlums that destroyed our property. Who will pay for it? What does Section 91 of the Electoral Act? We are not saying you cannot use the place. We are saying in using our property, you have to. How does it negate? INEC are written to us the schools they want to for election. And we've approved it. INEC write to us. Because INEC know they don't have the schools. But they've written to us, and we've approved it. And you as a political party, government, INEC is a government agency, ordinarily. But INEC wrote to us, seeking for approval to use our public schools. Approve. And you as a political party, you want to use the public schools, that you carry your box, to destroy our property, and then you go, when you come back and say, oh, this no infrastructure, no. Life. Not be giving that approval and pay the money. Pay the money.
But the money is not refundable. The fee is not refundable. What if you use a facility
the security
and
fee.
And don't such political parties get it?
There's no way. You know it. Water, you eat rice, come and see. You a school environment, and then you go and tell the students, what children to clean it up. Who won't allow that?
All right,
And I dare anybody, I've heard so many people say they will kill us. I dare the person to go to any public school without approval of government. I dare the person. It's not to go on radio to say I will not. You will. You will. You must.
All right, let's get back into the politics of things. Recently, there was a national award that was given by the president, and one of the recipients is your vice presidential candidate of your party. And there was a statement credited to the candidate, and he said that the national award given to the vice presidential candidate of the PDP is a vindication of choice, you know, presidential candidate. I wonder how that came to you, anyway.
Well, I read it. It was also unfortunate, the kind of leadership you have. If a leader would tweet that statement. 2014, the order of my, I was given this honor 2014, 8 years ago, as commander of the Order of Elijah. So, what is the statement? What does that mean? For Christ's sake, we are happy that just that they gave us in 2014, they've considered him too. So, what allowed to say they have been vindicated? What's the comparison? The candidate should know that I was given this 2014.
So you are a senior CON?
Yes. if there's anything like that. And that, you are aware that the president is going to confirm excellence award in infrastructure. Yes. Which is more important to me. Which means that people have seen what we are doing. Which means the government is happy with what we are doing for our people.
So if they were comparing CVs, as it were, with this latest award, maybe you even fit more to be the vice presidential candidate?
No. All I'm saying, the tweet he sent out was very bad.
Did you think it was personal?
It doesn't show a man who wants peace. And he was confronted. And he said, oh, you did not give them permission. It's always, this is my problem. Everything the president would deny it. He denied that he was not the one who told him to do it, but it was your Twitter handler. How will he do? Because anything about would know you're not aware. But the message has been sent out. So even if you go and put it there, we have read it. You see, these are the things I tell that people are not sincere when they were dealing with you.
Your Excellency, sending ministries...
I was just going to quickly chip in the issue of award that Kayode brought in. They distinguished, that's the correct title, the correct award, Distinguished Award in Infrastructure Delivery. And it will be conferred on you on October 21. And coming from the quarters is coming from the federal government's quarters. And considering the fact that you have always said that even your worst critics cannot play deaf or blind to the infrastructural revolution that has been going on in Rivers State, I'm wondering, how does this award, how does it make you?
Well,
how does it make you feel?
Initially, when I got the hit, when I got the letter, I called my leaders. Those of them that were not around, I sent the letters to them. What are they thinking of? What are their thoughts? And all of them gave positive remarks. Say, look, even though nobody can deny the fact of what we have done in this state, but this goes to confirm that Mr. President has shown leadership. But look, yes, we're not in the same party, but actually, has he performed? Yes. And that's what I talk about leadership now. It's not whether the president is in your party or not. That's because honesty. So that's what Mr. President has now shown. And these are the things I tell you what are the hallmarks of leadership. Right. And what he has done is to make some of us to think that, you may say sometimes some of the things we are told may not be necessarily correct. May not be necessarily correct. So for me, I feel honored, and my people feel honored.
So will you rate President Buhari as a great leader in that way? Because you said this is leadership quality, yes.
No, the matter fact, no. So that you don't make a mistake. Don't generalize. I say one of the qualities of leadership one of the qualities of leadership. So I'm not here to assess him, to say whether he's a great leader or not. If I see that he has shown leadership in this regard, does not mean he has not failed in certain areas. which is the problem of the country.
Your Excellency, I wanted to just take you back a little. We're talking about the issues of, the back and forth, of course, between your presidential candidate, the party itself, and yourself in terms of some of this your stand. Can't any of you just pick a call, for instance, instead of sending emissaries, talking to? Can't you just pick a phone?
What do you mean by picking a call? Did I not tell you after the primaries? The primaries was conducted Saturday to Sunday, right? On Monday, the president candidate was with me one-on-one. That was why he told me that you have to leave. Has he implemented it? So when he said calling on phone, what are you calling on phone for? I met with you one-on-one. This is what we discussed. Has it been implemented? Is it the phone one that you will implement? Has he not met with the 5 governors? Even his own governor was there. So when people say call, some people say one-on-one. The one I met one-on-one, what happened? So, look, you must know this politics. Some people play along. They play time. Time is going. That's what they do. Oh, don't worry. Let's play with time. Let's continue to extend it. Let's continue to extend it. By December, January, nothing anybody can do again. Who are they teaching that? Who are they teaching? Look at me. You think that we were small kids in this game. We know what they are doing, and we are following them suit.
You've been very dogged in this, if I can call it a campaign, in this, demands for what you call equity, fairness, and justice within your party. I mean, you've been consistent, and people will say, maybe that's your strength, that's your area of strength. Fights to the finish, as it were. But some other people will say, maybe that's also a weakness. Is there any scenario where you can make a concession in all of this?
Look, the concession we have made won't leave the party. That's not a concession.
And that's enough for you?
As human will say we are leaving the party. Do you know the effect of that? If I can make a concession of not leaving the party, whether you like it or not, if I leave the party today, PDP cannot win in this state. And that is true. We are living with all our people. And that is the truth of the matter. And if we have made that concession to say we won't leave the party, we cannot support the party. However, let this man go, let the zone that's supposed to produce the chairman, produce the chairman. And you don't want to make a concession. What concession have they made? We had choices. You think that today, we the 5 governors are saying we are going to a party, and there will still be a PDP? No, tell me. If the 5 governors today say we are leaving the party, forget all this noise people are making. We are very formidable. Very, very formidable. We are not just ordinary governors. We are very formidable, very strong. So, you can see people who are arrogant, who believe they don't care about us. There's nobody who wants to win an election who will see this scenario and say, look, it is good for him. Then that person is caused not to win an election.
So, it's a question of no retreat, no surrender.
Give the people their position, let them take their position.
So it's no retreat, no surrender.
So I should go and withdraw for what belongs to my people. This is what you're telling me. Is it the advice you want to give to me?
All right, in the scenario,
just ask
when people say, people were talking before, because they didn't give vice president. If I tell you that history, ask anybody. There was never time. But I leave it at that because you want peace. They just told you, now that you know, what is the point? Implement what you said. Implement, why is it so difficult? I know what I don't like. I see some elders. You see, being an elder shouldn't be because of their age. Being an elder shouldn't be because you're an old man. No. Elders are those who are supposed to take their 2 eyes and look inward and say, listen, this is wrong. This is right. Now what elders are supposed to do? Some people are just elders because by their age they say they are elders. Sometimes I wonder, I ask them a question. You mean you sit down like this, you come and talk to me? What is being done? Is it right? They say no. Okay, go and tell them. They will go again. They run away. They cannot even say it, but they will only come and tell you what they are doing is wrong. Go and tell them. They will not.
So, all right. The weather is becoming inclement, but we know that this is Port Harcourt. It changes from minute to minute. I certainly have this finicky feeling that this thing will also stop maybe in a matter of minutes from now. Let's see whether the weather will be kind to us to drag this to an end. Otherwise,
you are taking our time. You said you were there. Well, you are taking the whole time.
Okay, yeah, so let's, Your Excellency, whether we like it or not, the truth of the matter is that the formidable team of people who have, taken a stand with you, if this is a no-shift ground, it will be injurious, naturally to the, chances of the party. Is everybody thinking about this, especially when you are talking about games? And games have half-time, they also have full-time. So it's getting towards full-time.
You are the one that said to be injurious. Those who are the corridor, they should know. If they don't believe to be injurious, why do you worry yourself?
Are you not both, are you not all thinking in the same direction of trying to win?
No, that's why we are saying the right thing should be done, because we want to win. If we don't want to win, we'll close our eyes. But because we want to win, it's okay, do the right thing so that this will be a foregone conclusion.
Well, it will
right.
seem...
Because this may happen again, but I just pray that it doesn't happen.
Ask the question.
Yes. 2 days ago, sir, you played host to a delegation of PDP members from Cross River State.
Yes.
We understand that you are heavily supporting the PDP
This
in Cross
is
River State.
This is not the first time. I have supported so many states. It's just that most of them are not truthful. I have supported, like you, I have supported
Imo?
Ondo.
Yeah.
Go and ask the former governorship candidate, Jagede. I have supported the Cross River severally. So what is the last by-election? I supported a Cross River.
What about Edo State?
I have supported them very well. You know, now that, you see, Cross River came to me after they also supported in the primary, and I thanked them. And said, look, all of you are in election, the party, you have no governor, I support you. People will always read meaning. Shouldn't they be happy? I'm not from that state. I'm supporting the party. Should I not have relaxed? What's my business? Will they kill me?
One would say those persons are in their own state and you are in your own state. When you talk about support to another state, what dimension of support is relevant?
Financially. Okay. I told you the last primary, the last by-election that was held in where I asked Leah Limoke, who was the one who funded the election. Ask Leah Limoke.
Your Excellency,
all right, gentlemen, we may just have to...
We need to take a breather as well.
Gentlemen, we may have to probably end this session here because of the weather is playing some fast one on us. We'd like to thank you so much, Your Excellency, for finding time to be here. Even though we are calling this off when we still have some minutes to go. Kayode, your parting shot?
Well, my parting shot is, I just want to ask you.
No question.
Well, it's a short one. You always, dance to this line. As they pain them, it is sweet us. Yes. Are you happy with what's going on now?
Break instead.
All right. Have you ever seen me being angry one day?
Okay. That's my parting shot.
Since we are interested in carrying this to a logical end, let's take another break and see whether we can actually continue the interview. Maybe we'll take a break for like a few minutes and we'll see how we go from there.
All right.